Woo! Recording. Okay. Team Fierce Ambition call. I had the pleasure of attending a free training from this place called Ignite Buffalo. And there's a company called 43 North. They run a lot of trainings for small businesses and entrepreneurs in the Buffalo area. So there was representatives from Facebook. And as we know, Facebook owns Instagram. So Facebook and Instagram, true employees of Facebook, which I thought was really cool, that came, and there's a bank that like sponsors the event. So what ends up happening is they have all these free events. So I'm going to try to go to as many as I possibly can because they're free. And then this way, whatever information that I get, I'm going to share it with all of you in the hopes that we can help grow our businesses. So I'm just going to go in order of the way that my notes are. Some of it can apply to us as Beachbody coaches. Some of it doesn't, because we don't technically have like our own shop. Like how some other businesses like actually sell, like their gum, so like you can go to the shop and you can buy multiple things of the gum and it'll show you that. We don't have that, but there are lots of things within the training that I did get that I thought was great. So first I'm going to start with Instagram. So really utilizing Instagram to grow your business. And it says 60% of people say that they learn new information from visiting businesses on Instagram. And 2 and 3 are visits. 2 and 3 people are visiting your Instagram wall, I guess we'll call it, a few times before they actually are purchasing. And 75% are searching and sharing and shopping after they've been inspired by a post. So we have already been told that Instagram is all about the pictures. So what I want to tell you is that, and I'm just going to open mine up right quick so that you can see, and I don't feel like mine's really all that pretty, but just so that you get an idea of what I'm talking about. So your Instagram feed, you want to be pretty, right? And you want them to be pictures that stand out. Okay. You can't really see it that well, but sometimes it's better to have like a theme, you want to have pretty, you want to have this, but here's what you want your Instagram wall to represent. You want your feed to be a representation of your business. And since you are kind of your business, you want it to be a representation of you. This should showcase what you're all about and what you have to offer. So that's what your actual Instagram wall should be. It's a representation of your business. It's a representation of you, what you're about, and what you have to offer. Your stories are photos and videos that we know last only 24 hours. And those are for people that already love your business. So my initial understanding was that randoms are watching your Instagram stories, but that is not necessarily true. The people that are watching your Instagram stories are people that are already following you. That's who's going to see those stories. So the way to rope them in and rope people in is from your Instagram wall, that feed. Okay, so.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
I do nothing and have done nothing in a while. Like, how do I fix my stuff?
You could just start from scratch. You can just start from where you're at, start from today. Like I really want to try to have a better plan with mine. And if you go through, you can see that every couple, I started to have a theme where there would be positive quote me, positive quote me, positive quote. Then I just kept forgetting which one I was doing and what was happening next. And I was getting confused.
I think it was Trisha's that I was looking at, and she had something and then family and then something and then family.
You want it to showcase you. So your Instagram feed should showcase you. If you, I don't have like a Instagram 101. I want to kind of go through this just so I can get through this training piece. But we can probably do that on another call. What you want your Instagram feed to be, though, is a representation of you. If you haven't been doing it like that, that's what you want to do now. And as far as what to do, I think that depends on what you're trying to sell about yourself, to help you grow your business, if that makes sense.
Yep, got it.
Okay. And so, all right. So, your videos should showcase your products. So what they talked about was trying to be, you're going to be lighter and looser with your videos. You're going to be showcasing products. A lot of times what I will do, and I don't do this a lot just because I feel like then the blinders come off and then we start comparing ourselves to everybody else. But what I think is great is if you take a look at some of the bigger coaches, the bigger top coaches, and you want to check out what their stories look like. Pick a couple of different ones, though. Maybe you pick a couple, like maybe you look at Nikki's, maybe you look at Lindsay Matway, maybe you look at, I don't know, Katie Urso or Melanie Mitro. But I don't want you to do exactly what they're doing. You don't want to duplicate them. You want to kind of replicate. So you don't want to be the exact photocopy of what it is that they're doing, but just take a peek at what it is that they're doing to help you with some ideas. If you think that you've done like a couple of good Instagram stories that you think are great, that's what you're going to end up saving into your highlight feature. So I don't know if everybody knows about the highlight feature because I only learned about it. On the bottom of your bottom right-hand corner of a story, it'll say highlight with a heart. So that is how you will highlight with a heart. Dawn Troncali has a really good, if you follow her name literally on Instagram is Dawn Troncali. I love how when you open up to her page, they're all black and white pictures for her highlights. So she has a highlight of mom life, of a foodie newbie, her fit journey, favorite books, porch life. I don't know what else. So that's what she does. And I love how she has it. It's all in one color. So you can make a picture in Photify. You can make a picture in Play Post or Word Swag or whatever any of those things are, and keep it uniform. You want it to be pleasing aesthetic to your eye. Okay. So you want to keep that stuff looking kind of uniform. Something that they said, which we don't have employee takeovers, but they talked about having like an employee takeover of your Instagram account one day and like having, like, I almost think it would be funny if like a customer did it, but I don't know how we would even maneuver that because we don't have a business like that. Some other things that they talked about were really great are user-generated content. So tagging other businesses in a business location and asking them if you can use their content. So maybe I'm going to use Beauty Counter as an example, although we because it doesn't really play too much into like Beachbody, but like maybe if it was oils and you saw somebody that's like an oil person and they made this really great post about, I don't know, something that you love and you love to use. So you can tag that business in your story with their permission. Please ask for permission. Just don't, just go ahead and do that. When it's more service oriented, they said you can do giveaways like $25 gift cards. So maybe you're going to have somebody sharing it in their stories like followers of yours that are going to share something into their stories, because you can watch somebody's story and then share it to yours. What I did find out about hashtags, which I thought was very interesting, is it does not matter how many hashtags you have. There is no magic number on hashtags. It doesn't matter if you put your hashtags in the actual post, or if you put it in the first comment, or you put it in 2 comments down after that. The woman, her name is Hani, Hani. She said, I don't know where people got that information from, but it's not true. What matters about your hashtags is, 1, are you hashtagging your business, your name? So like my hashtag for like me to always come back to me is Empowered Renew. So it's like an abbreviated hashtag of like my team name. So you want to make sure that you're always tagging that. So like, I don't know, Fierce Ambition. Maybe Dana's doing Fierce Ambition as her tag. So she would want to make sure that she was always putting Fierce Ambition, so that if somebody were to ever click on the Fierce Ambition, they're going to see her posts and her. So you always want to make sure that you're doing that. The other thing that they said is that you want to hashtag your community and your niche market. So is your niche market like busy moms? Is your niche market fur mamas? Is your niche market tattooed moms? You want to make sure you're hashtagging that too. So your community, when other people from the community are clicking on those hashtags on Instagram, that they're going to see it. So you want the hashtags to be relevant to you as well as to the community that you're trying to tap into. And like I said, always make sure you're hashtagging whatever you're using as your, fierce fit, whatever, Phoenix, or I'm thinking of Melissa's team. There is a broadcasting option on your stories, and you can tap into live TV. What they said was you can go live once a week. You can go live once a month. You can ask questions in your stories and tell them, I'm going to highlight this on my live video. And you could do one live video and add that into highlights. And that stays for a long time. That's not something that stays only for 24 hours. And the live TV and the broadcasting will stay in that highlight section for a longer time. So like, this is all Instagram stuff. So pardon me, because I got to open it to like see where it takes you to. When you go to search something, the first thing that's going to come up is highlights. So when you do a story, when you do like a video, it'll come up as like videos to watch or like highlights to watch. So I thought that was something cool. I know a lot of us are fearful about doing live videos and like broadcasting like a live TV. They made it seem like it was less than, like, we don't need to be so scared about it, which I get, but like, so you could do that. Something else that I thought was kind of cool is that you can co-broadcast on stories and on that live TV. So if you want to go onto that live TV, you could co-host with somebody. So like maybe Heather and I are running a challenge group. So we're going to co-host a live TV and we're going to talk about what we're going to do in our challenge group and what her and I each have to offer, to like try to rope people in to see that and want to like participate. Why I'm heavy right now on the Instagram is because that is where more people seem to be at this point. While Facebook is still very busy and there are tons of people on Facebook, a lot of people are turning to Instagram because they find it to be less stressful, less dramatic. It's mostly pictures or like blurbs, quotes on a picture, blurbs on a picture. So it said to use your live for when you have a unique service, so you can show but also to show your followers that you're real. So while I don't know if I would say Beachbody coaches are unique, you're unique. So maybe Beachbody coaches overall, like we're all kind of doing the same thing, right? But like you are the only you that there is. So you are unique. And what they said time and time again is that people buy from people. They want to see your face. They want to know about you. They want to know who you are. They want to know the good, bad, the ugly. Like people want to know that. Real people want to buy from real people. And so it made me think about celebrities, right? They are always in our faces. They are all like, look at the Kardashians. You can't do anything without seeing something about them. They're always in our faces. If you even searched one of them and you looked at their stories, they have like, their stories are ridiculous. I don't even know like how they have time to do all of this stuff. But they're always in your face. They're real. They're talking about, well, I don't know how real they are, but like they're always in your face. They're always talking about something. They're always pushing. They're always like, blah, 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 blah in your face. So to other people, it makes them less of like that celebrity and more like, oh, she's just like a regular gal. Like, I feel like how Rachel Hollis goes live. We think that she's just like a regular gal. Like, she's Rachel Hollis, but like, she seems so normal, right? That's what attracts people to her even more is because she comes across as so normal and like, hey, I got zits on my face too, or whatever. I got wrinkles, or all those silly things that she ends up saying and doing. It helps people to see that she's real and she's normal and she's just like anybody else, even though she's got that celebrity status, and it makes people want to buy more from her.
Question. Can
yes.
I ask you? Should I just try and maybe create a new Instagram?
Maybe. It's up to you. I don't know what I don't know what you have been posting on it or how you have. I'm not planning, because of how many followers I actually have now, I'm not starting a new one. Because mine's been growing and I feel like I will be starting from scratch, and it's so hard to grow as it is. I can't even fathom like starting from scratch. But if you want to, you can, or you can start tomorrow from scratch and start posting in a different way. Because even if you don't get rid of what you had before, but maybe every third photo is going to be a positive quote, or every third photo is going to be a workout post, or every third photo is going to be you drinking Shakeology somehow in a different cup or fancy glass.
I love me some posts, some motivational posts. So
yeah, so however you want to do it, you don't have to start new. You could just start your feed differently. So you can change the way you're making your feed. So, maybe 2 are photos of you and 1 is a positive quote, or however you want to do it. But if you're going to do it, just start now. You don't have to do a whole new one.
All right. Makes sense.
Also, vertical video is where it's at. For whatever reason, at some point we were told horizontal is better. No, vertical. So make sure you're always doing vertical videos. Okay, use what when. So your feed also, this is for people who don't know about your business. They don't know you, they don't know about your business. So make sure that you're highlighting those things. Remember that your stories are for people that already love your business and have already been following you. So that's how you're going to like keep them excited and wanting to know about it. And I almost feel like the story should be for those people that maybe are following you but haven't like joined you yet. So they already have been following you. Maybe they've interacted on your posts and now they're really watching what's going on. Talked about IG Live. That's also 24 hours. But if you post an IG Live video, you can share it to the IGTV and it will stay longer. Okay. Shopping on IG. No, that doesn't. Okay. You can do advertisements on Instagram. So just like on Facebook, how you can boost posts and you can do ads, you can do the same thing on Instagram. They didn't really go a lot into all that. They talked more about that stuff with Facebook. Because what happens is if you have a business page, and that's the only way you can link it. If you have a business page on Facebook, you can link that your Instagram feed to your Facebook business page, and you can do boosting of posts, which I'm going to talk about in a moment, and ads, and they can do that. Like Facebook can do it. You have the option to do it on Instagram as well. So you could be boosting a post on Facebook and on Instagram to try to get more growth. So they also talked about making sure that your contact information, depending on how you want people to contact you, is visible on your Instagram. So, shite, I don't think you're going to be able to see mine. I have my web page on mine. I also have like the city and state that I live in. Those are my only means of contacting because I don't really want people to be calling me on the phone or emailing, but you could, if you wanted to, put your email address there, or like if you have a business email address. But sometimes it's more for like if you had a physical location. Okay, stories. You could do stories ads. Those last a little bit longer and are full screen. But what they said, which I thought was so crazy, is that your stories ad needed to grab a person's attention within the first 2 seconds of them seeing it. Otherwise, in the next couple of seconds, they're tuning it out, which I feel like that's a lot of pressure, like 2 seconds. So it needs to be like an eye-popping photo or like something that really is going to like catch a person's eye. But there is an option to do ads on Facebook stories. So there's another piece. So really at the end of the day, Instagram is a photo and video platform to share who you are and to showcase your business. It's going to help you to connect with people to also enhance your business. And I'm going to put, do you know if people can see the chat on when this is recorded? I don't know. But I'm going to say this here, and I'm going to also type it into the chat. This business.instagram.com slash backslash a backslash toolkit. I put that on the chat. So business.instagram.com. I think that's a backslash because forward slash would be this way. So backslash a, the letter A, backslash toolkit will give you more tips and all sorts of information that you will find to help you even more than what I just said. I haven't even had the opportunity yet to jump into that, but I 100% will. So now talking about Facebook. So who on here has a Facebook business page? I know you're not using yours. You can't really close it though, can you? Because I looked for that as an option at one point. I don't think you can delete a page.
I think you can just shut it down.
Did you shut it down?
Mm-hmm.
Shit. Okay, so
I only had 200 people following me. I didn't lose that much.
okay. Were they people that were all already friends?
Yeah. I've had way more engagement closing it.
Since closing it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gosh. Okay. So This is going to talk a lot about, I'm going to be talking to you more about a business page. They really were highlighting, in order to grow a business on Instagram, that's what you need to be doing. You can do call to action buttons on a business page. So I am going to talk about that. If you don't have one of them, I'm not going to say add it to your plate of overwhelmingness, but that's really what they were talking about here. And there was a training by a guy named Jesse Regan. And I feel like he really talked about like making sure the most important thing for us to remember is being relevant. Being relevant to your community, being relevant to your niche market, being relevant to what they want to see, what do they want to hear. So who are you trying to speak to? Once you figure out who that little avatar is that you're trying to speak to, then you want to make sure that all of your posts are speaking to that person and that it's information that's relative to them, that's going to grab their attention, and that's going to make them want to keep following you. Sorry, I'm just going to get rid of my gum. Okay. So they need to see you because people like to buy from people. And when I say that, so we're in the business of health and fitness and wellness. So people need to see you. They need to see your struggle. And I tell this to people all the time, and I've said this to Michelle numerous times, probably almost until I'm blue in the face, but people want to see your struggle. Think about it. We all are a society of like wackadoodle-doos. Look at Netflix and the stuff that's becoming famous on Netflix and trending now on Netflix. Ted Bundy's tapes. Okay? I'm not saying that all of you are watching Ted Bundy's tapes, but also Making of a Murderer. Like, these are crazy things that are like, because why? Because we want to see that stuff. We want to see the struggle.
But at the same time, I feel like it's struggle after struggle after struggle.
I have had struggle after struggle after struggle after struggle. I've been a Beachbody coach for 6 years, and I finally feel like I've gotten to a place where I know I won't ever go back. And that's taken me 6 years of being a coach and growing my business and figuring stuff out and stumbling and falling and stumbling and falling and thinking I was going to quit, saying I was going to quit, coming really close to quitting, going back, forth. And I finally now feel like I have gotten to a place with my fitness journey, with my nutrition, that I've never been at before.
Well, that's really good.
So I feel
I definitely feel like I got some imposter syndrome going on. Like, as soon as I know my inconsistency is there. I'm totally stuck with consistency. But I just feel like it's a whole lot of me whining and bitching to people I don't know.
So don't whine and bitch. I mean, you want to share your struggle, but not every post shouldn't be about your struggles. And if you do post something about a struggle, you want to post about how you're overcoming it or steps that you're taking to like battle that, or, how you're pushing through and you're not letting your circumstances or your situation or your health or whatever it is hold you back. Okay. So you want to make sure you're choosing the right audience. Because you want to make an impact and you want to make sure that you're reaching more people and the most people. So really going to want to make sure that you are creating a business page. I know that that's something extra on our plates, but I don't know what Facebook is going to try to do as far as shutting people's personal pages down because they're using that for business. I have heard of that happening before in the past. It is something that I do worry about. I have known of people getting locked out of their accounts. We hear about Facebook jail. I'm just throwing it out there. So what this person, and his name, just so that you know it, I wrote down his last name. The other girl I didn't. His name is Josh Abba. Josh, and then his last name is Abah. He is from their small business team. And what he talked about, the whole thing that he talked about was boosting posts. So you're taking content that's already on your page and you're helping to broaden it to another audience. This turns it then into an advertisement. And he said it can go a long way and you don't need to use a lot of money when you're boosting a post. What else he said is that it isn't about the money that you're spending. It's about the content that you're trying to boost. So I'm going to go into mine because I have boosted posts before. Sometimes it'll pop up like, this post is doing 95% better than the rest of the posts on your page. Do you want to boost it? Yes, you want to boost it, because what that does is you boosting a post, you can then target to a different audience that might be similar to the one that's been following you already, but then making it even broader than it was before. So that it's not just such a smaller, like, Heather, you said you only had like 200 people on yours. So, you know, what's the use? I feel like it takes a lot of work to grow it. So here's a couple of things that I want to tell you that I think are going to be really helpful. Pick a day of the week that you can spend about 30 minutes or so and schedule out your posts for the week. You can schedule your posts on your business page. Schedule out some posts for the week. Pick a day that's going to be what you're going to do. And I would do them at different times of the day, like stagger them, and then take note. Okay, this post on Monday didn't do so well, but the one on Tuesday at noon did even better. Okay, so maybe noon is like a time. So you want to, and I would say do this over a course of like 4 weeks, because it'll help you to get an idea of when people are seeing your posts and interacting with them more. And then you can use the boosting option. So you're hitting a certain audience just from posting. The boost helps you hit expand from the audience that already is there to maybe somebody that hasn't seen it before. What else he said is, it's not about getting more likes on a post. It's about being more direct. Or not likes on a post, likes on your business page. You don't have to have 10,000 likes on your business page for it to target your audience. If you wanted to, you could do a button to try to get traffic to your personal website, if you had one. So there's options for you to, so here I'm on there's the pages manager. So I'm on mine and I can do can you see this? Son of a mother, let's go. There we go. So there's an option for you to get more likes on your page. You can get visitors on your website. You can promote send a message. So there's different things. You can get more customer contacts. So requesting details from customers. And these are things that you can do to help expand. Also, like, let's say when you're boosting a post, Facebook is going to give you suggestions, but you can always customize those suggestions. And what I thought was really great, and I realize that this is hard, do you think it would be better if I went into like maybe if I go on Facebook, if I share my screen, it might seem better. Would it make a little bit more sense?
Maybe.
All right, let me try to do that. Let me get to my cat dog. Hang on a second. All right, let me get to I don't even know where I'm going. There. Okay. Whoops. Shit, what did I just do? Sorry. Okay, here we go. So, up here, the top part, there's insights. He said definitely check out your insights. You can look at how much action is on your page, how your page views are. So how many people are coming to that page and visiting it. If you've gotten any more likes on your page. You can see how your posts are reaching. Is it organically? Or is it from, none of mine are from promotions right now because I haven't ran any promotions. I can see my post engagements have gone down week of February 12th through the 18th. Your page, how responsive am I? So like you can see those things too. So here, help your audience take action. Help your audience take action. You can promote people to send a message or a call to action. Here, it talks to you about your posts. So my latest one from 2/18 that I did last night, it's reached 283 people. So I could, in theory, boost that post because it's gotten so much traction so far. That's got the most traction next to my Sunday vibes. Whoops. So, here I'm going to click on boost my post. I'm not going to do it, but I want to click on this so that you can see what I'm talking about. On here, you can get more people to react, comment, and share, or getting them to connect and chat with you. Do you want it to be in the messenger? There's a WhatsApp business, which I didn't even know about. Facebook really is into everything, people. So here is an automatic audience where you're just letting Facebook do it, or you can do it through targeting. So it could be people who like your page and their friends, which is good. You could start there. It could just be people who like your page, or you could do people who you choose through targeting. And this is where it gets like, okay, where are they living? Are they living in the United States? Are they living in New York? What their age range is. So that's where you can really, you want it to just women or men? Do you want that age range to be that big? You want 18 to 65? So, and then there's the little meter down here where it says that your audience is defined. Good job. Your potential reach is 14 million people. Okay. But the other thing that you can do is you can add more demographic stuff. So like you can add interests like fitness, and physical fitness will come up, regular fitness, muscle and fitness, fitness trainer. Maybe you want to do inspiration. Oops, it helps you to spell it right. Yep, inspiration. So then you'll see like there's other interests that come up. So what this does is, let's say my post had the 283 people interactions. Now what I can do is end up targeting to a bigger audience through, maybe it's people that have inspiration, that want fitness, that want whatever, and it could bring more people to that page where you're using your business page to grow your Beachbody business. Now I know not all of us are doing that, but again, I want to caution you because you never know if they're going to get PO'd and be like, you people need to stop running your business on a personal page. Videos are the most engaging. It's the most engaging way for you to interact with an audience and to promote your business. But this is the other thing that they talked about, which I thought was really important. What is your goal for promoting your, I'm going to promote a post. What's my goal in doing that? Do I want people to come to my page and like my page so that they start following me? Do I want people to, I'm going to stop sharing now. Do I want people to join my challenge group? Do I want people to join my flash sale group? Do I want people to, I don't know, go to my business website? Once you figure out what you want, what you're trying to do, then it makes it a little bit easier for you to control your audience and your budget. Let's see. Same thing with Instagram or Facebook stories. Your Facebook stories are only seen by people who are already following you. It doesn't, okay, so you don't need to spend more. You want to be most relevant. And they also talked about really starting small. And then what you want to do is you want to see who is interacting and liking, because you can see who's interacting and liking your posts. And then you want to try to cater to that specific audience. Here's another thing that can really help you with growing your Facebook business page is this, facebook.com/blueprint. So that goes into a lot of stuff about growing your business page on Facebook and ads and promotions and boosting posts and why you might want to do something like that. Do you guys have any questions? I feel like that's a lot of information and sometimes a little bit spotty, and it was hard. And then the next part was really about like ad managers and running campaigns, and some of that I don't even know, because it was talking about uploading a customer list and encrypting customer list data so that other people can't get it. But what I did want to tell you is this. Facebook is a part of, what is it called? I wrote it down. It's a part of this thing called the Audience Network. And what the Audience Network is it's like, that's where we're seeing these ads of things that like we've been talking about and have maybe mentioned one time. And then all of a sudden, like you've Googled something, or maybe you looked at one ad and then all of a sudden all these other ads are popping up. So there's this audience network. And what happens is that it could be on Facebook, it could be on Google, it could be on Instagram, it could be on other web pages that are like part of this like audience network. This was like kind of creepy, but like are part of this audience network. So like, have you ever been like reading an article and all of a sudden these like ads are popping up and you're like, what the heck? Didn't I just see that on Facebook? Yeah, you did. So it's a little creepo to me, but they did that. The other thing that I wanted to tell you is if you are going to be running an ad, they really talked about doing that automatic placement, because what Facebook is going to do is, based off of your audience, they're going to place it in the most relevant place for your audience versus us trying to figure out like, should it be on the side? Should it be in Messenger? Should it be on Instagram? They're going to do it most relevant to your particular audience that you're targeting. So that's that. Questions? I feel like I don't even 100% understand it all myself. I'm still trying to grow my... What I didn't find anything out about was this algorithm crap. But we were talking about it at our table, the table that I was sitting at, and we were just sort of like discussing this whole algorithm piece. And I said, somebody told me that it had to be 4 words. So Josephine said that it had to be 4 words, that you can't just post like, that's great, and then like a smiley face. I'm talking about Instagram here right now. I'm talking about Instagram. She said that it had to be 4 words. So what we all sort of like deducted and deduced, and we were trying to figure this all out while we were talking, was that there was a craze where people would post follow for follow. So they would write out follow for follow, or they would write out follow, the number 4 follow, or F for F. And so I guess there's bots and there's things that could post on your Instagram for you. And so what we all sort of figured out is that the reason that that's probably that way is because it's extra. It's an extra word beyond follow for follow or likes for likes or whatever, because that's only 3, that it's probably was to expand past that. And maybe that's more than what a bot can post. So is that true? I don't know. But what I can tell you is that Instagram is starting to become very much like Facebook, with the sense of interacting and making your stuff relevant and showing higher as a highlight to other people's posts, is the interaction that's on it. So for Facebook, if you do a post on Facebook and you have people that are commenting on your post, take the time to go in and like what they said and thank them and say something else. What else I can tell you is that if you take the time and you like and you say something, or even ask them a question, and then they interact back again, that's going to make Facebook think, oh yeah, this is an important post, so let's bring that up to the top. And I'm feeling, based off of the things that I'm learning now about Instagram, that they're doing the same exact thing. So that Facebook, the more there's interaction on a particular post, and it's not the likes, the love, the comment, or the likes or the loves or the whatever, like the how you can react on it. It's somebody actually making like a comment. So if somebody makes a comment and they're like, that's awesome. I don't know if the amount of words matters on Facebook. I just know that the more there keeps being interaction. So like, let's say for Heather, she makes a post. I say, oh, Heather, that's awesome. And then Heather says something to me like, oh, hope you're feeling better, Maureen, or how's your back doing? And then I comment back on her. If her and I go back and forth a bunch of times, it's going to look like it looks like there's a lot of interaction on that post, even though it's just going between the two of us. That's going to make that post more relevant and show more people's feeds. And I believe, based off of what I'm learning, that Instagram is kind of sort of becoming that same way. So if somebody's posting on your Instagram, you're going to want to go on there and say, hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Hope you're doing well. So because they're doing that whole algorithm stuff too. And what Facebook feels is, if people are interacting on your post, then it's relevant and they're going to keep showing it. If no one's interacting on your post, they're going to think it isn't relevant and they're not going to show it. And so that is also why I think when you open up your Facebook, you'll start seeing the same sort of people coming up on your feeds. So here is a reminder. I know that there's all the talk about the business activity tracker, and there's all this talk about using your power hour to do X, Y, and Z. No one, not any of us, have commented about this, and I feel like it is very important for us to discuss, which is, you are only going to be seeing the posts of the people that you are commenting and interacting with the most on your Facebook feed. So for example, if I'm always showing love on Heather's posts and on Elena's posts and on Michelle's, eventually those are the only people that I'm going to be seeing. What you need to do is you need to go through your friends list, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and start going onto all of those people's pages and liking and commenting and interacting with them on their Facebook wall and on their feed, so that it will help your post start being seen by them again. Does that make sense? So you want to go, and why I say you want to scroll all the way down is because the friends that are all the way at that bottom of that list are the ones that you haven't interacted with for a long time. So let's say you have 500 friends on your Facebook, which I realize for some people it might sound like a huge number. Let's say you have 500. Well, maybe there's only 50 that are seeing your stuff. So sometimes we talk about cold market and warm market and stuff like that. You might not have tapped fully into your warm market, but they're just not seeing your posts. And I think sometimes this is where the struggle is. We want to help each other. And every once in a while, we have done this with Team Fierce Ambition, where we've done a hashtag. And that hashtag has been for us, so that we can click the hashtag and then go on and like interact on somebody's posts, because that helps it to be relevant. The only problem is it's only going to end up being relevant to us. So we have to make sure that we're doing it beyond just helping our team out. And we want to help our team guys, because really, like, we can help all of our posts and our Facebook pages and even our Instagram. We can help it to be more relevant, but we just have to remember that we have to keep going outside of that too. So I have 2,432 friends. Of my 2,432 friends, I know it's crazy, right? There may only be like 150 of them that are seeing my stuff. I can't tell you the last time I went into my friends list and went all the way down. I cannot even tell you the last time I did that. And I need to do that. That's something that we need to really do regularly. And same with Instagram. On Instagram, I have 2,254 followers. What I need to do is take the time to go into my followers, and I need to start going and interacting with stuff on their Facebook feeds or their Instagram feeds. And I need to go on and start checking their stories, because that will help my posts show when they open up theirs. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's all I got. I don't know if you guys have any questions, comments, anything. It's 10:04. I don't want to keep you all, well, it's not 10:04 for Heather, but for us East Coasters, it's 10:04. Does anybody have any questions? I realize that was a lot. If you have questions, feel free to ask me. Also, I would definitely take a peek at that business Instagram page, and also that Facebook blueprint. And then that's it. I'm going to stop recording if you guys are good.